Hey kids, today we're going to go down to the Ancestor Family Tree Lane. It's pretty interesting. I hope you enjoy it. It's we got sirs, we have people from the Netherlands, we have a whole lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to get into it and kind of how to get around. I'm not going to go through a lot. I might even skip some because it's really long if you get into it. You just click, 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 and spend a lot of time in it. So I'm gonna try to keep it down to about 5 minute video, and just kind of get you interested. What I might do is skip to the later end after you see how I'm clicking to it, and then if you want, I'll send you the link, show you now that you know how to get in it, give you access, and maybe you can enjoy getting in there and roaming around. You're gonna be surprised at what you find. I'm telling you, you will be surprised. All right, I love y'all. Talk to you later. Y'all have a good day. See you later. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to the Crowe family tree. As you see, we're going to start off with Stephanie and Scarlett, of course, was my daughters. And then we have me and Susan, that's married now. And then we'll go back a little bit. We're going to go down my side of the family right now. And we'll take a glimpse of Susan's side of the family. But we're really going to go down my side of the family and just kind of take you down that little stroll there. This is my dad and his mom, his wife, Jerry Eugene and Linda Crowe. That's his dad, Alonzo, and Bertha Mae Martin is his mom and dad. And then, of course, there was her parents. My mom's William Lewis and Sarah Evelyn Johnson. We're going to go down the Crowe side, though, as we travel on here. We're going to see that his daddy was William Aaron Crowe, and Iantha Eugene Huff. Well, anyway, the Martins and Adams. And then there was another William Crowe, Mary A. Mackin. They're on back up in there too. And then we'll scroll on back. There's a Casey Aaron Crowe and a Susan again. We seem to like that name. Then a Jonathan Crowe, then a Jenny Jen James. You got to get the point. You just kind of click on them and go back. And I'm kind of following the dad's side and just kind of following back through there. And you kind of see what's going on here. There's the William Crowes and that kind of deal. You just click the little arrows at the top, and if there's any information, it will come up in there. Simple as that. Continuing back on the Crowe side, you've got a James Crowe, Eleanor Russell. I mean, you can see the names. You just click on the names. You kind of just click on the arrows above the names, and it does move you around in the program. It's very interesting to just click on them, kind of look at the dates, and if they've got pictures like John Richard J. Adams over there and Nancy Lou, you can click on their pictures. And of course, sometimes they delete the photos, but a lot of times the photos are still in there. And they give you a little information if you kind of scroll down a little bit. That was that John Wesley Martin, beautiful cherub little thing on there. Mr. Adams, there's John Richard J.R. Adams. There's a picture of him. That's great, 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 great. I mean, that's really old. Susan does the Find a Grave thing also. I just keep on clicking back, and these are pictures of very, very old pictures of people, and it's just nice to have a little connection with them in here. So anyway, you scroll around, you kind of can go down the male side or the female side. You can click on the names, the Martins. You just might see gravestones, head gravestones. You may see pictures. You may see old pictures. You may even see crest. There's a family crest in there. That was a nice gravestone. And then there's still graves out there. If you're ever in the area, you stop and visit them. They're all around Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. If you actually go to the website, this guy was he was actually in the American Revolution. You've got a great 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 grandfather in North Carolina that was in the American Revolution. There it is. There's proof of it. Well, if anybody ever asks you, yes, you have somebody that was in the American Revolution. Just interesting information, I think. You can click on the male or female side, and sometimes you hit dead ends, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just keep on clicking. What happens is it's tied into other people. Here's a very interesting one. The Warrens, the Jamestown colony. That's right. You have direct connections to the Jamestown colony. Isn't that interesting? And Virginia. I bet you didn't know that, did you? never get told these little facts because nobody in the family knows them. They don't take the time to go back and do this stuff. And you have a rich, rich history if you take the time to go back in there and look and go through it and see. A lot of people, there's a lot of interesting stuff. You just keep clicking. And oh, I love the John Browning picture. Now, I couldn't tell you if that's him. I couldn't tell you what that is. I just know it was in there. It was attached to it. How we verify this information is looking at birth records. We look at census records. We look at a lot of that stuff to verify the information that it looks actually true. And, you can you can make the connection if you just keep on going. It takes some digging to verify the information. But other people are doing this, and we all link together, and this is what happens. This is the results. Most of us are related in one way or another anyway, but so many of us. And that's just the way it is with Southern people. There's your first Sir Edward Parsons. He kind of pops up back here. There's a John Browning, very interesting, back in England. There's your relatives overseas that came over here. They came to the Jamestown colony. That's where it all came from. That's where a lot of them went back to. You didn't know you had connections up there, did you? So you're getting a little bit of history lesson as you go through this. It's really interesting. John Browning was in the colonies, and then there's his family crest. There's another flag or family crest up there. You can click on it, see what it is. And back in the really old days, you're talking 1200s, there's your first sir and lady. And from New England. He was the sheriff of Kent. That's like the sheriff of Nottingham. When I read that, I thought that was pretty cool. But that is exciting to me to actually see that from 1200 to 1201 or whatever it was. And just really, really interesting information. And Minister and Sheppy, King England. Then the lady that was married to him, she was a lady. Now you have sirs, you have ladies, you have knights, you have all kinds of stuff in there that's kind of buried in there that some of it will come out. So you just kind of look around, you click, and there's some more sirs right there. And you see, although it dead ended on one side of the family, it may not dead end on the other side of the family. And there's another dead end. So now you go to the other side and you click it and you see what happens there. There's another possibility over there. Okay, we're going to go down this trail. And we start clicking there and boom, look here, you got a count and countess. Whoa. How about that? That popped up out of nowhere, didn't it? And this is my side. Nobody in my family knows about this except for us because they don't take the time to look and see. So that's why I'm making this video, because I know you've probably thought about it, but to know that this information's in there and you're actually related to these people is super cool to me. And there you go. You have a video of how to do it, how to click on it. And when I talk about it, you're like, oh, Papa's full of crazy. But no, this is how you're related to each and every one of them. And it's been, it's documented stuff. It's you can actually pull it up anywhere in the files. There's an interesting one. I can't even say that. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But it looks like he was Austrian or French or something on it. But it is really, really interesting to and look at there. He was in the Civil War, the Carolingian Civil War, from 840 to 843. 840. You have history back to 840. If you go down the other side of the family, my mom's side, you can actually get back way on back here, almost BC, almost. There's Magnus Rex. That is, you can't get no better. Now you can't really get no richer than that. 814, February 9th, 814. Emperor from December 25th, 0800. He was an emperor. Yeah, that's right. That's right. These are the pictures they had back then. They didn't really take pictures; they had to draw them out. But that was the best they had. That was 783. So that's amazing to me that we can actually see that far back in our history, in our timeline. So it's just really, really fascinating to me. And it may not be till you get a little older. Look at that beautiful lady there. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, yeah. And anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you go through and you click and you just get lost in it. You can get lost in it for 30, 40 minutes if you're not careful, easily. Anyone else, you'll just have to ask them. Anybody else in the family, you'll just have to catch them on a day where you can ask them where you need to start at, and how to get that information transferred, and how to get down into that part of it. But this is my end of it. So here's the very, very back. I mean, wow, you're back to 600. Look at that, 652, 552. I mean, how do you trace a family? Although it's not direct, daddy, 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 daddy. It's a really interesting to get back that far, some type of lineage. And look at here, and this is just, it can keep on going. You're back to the 400s there, 430, 420. I mean, you're heading back into history. You can click on up through there. Indiana Cagle. Indiana was the one that threw the hatchet at her husband. Matter of fact, there's Iantha. She was something else. They say she was a wild one too. There they are together right there. There's pictures of them back in 1852. Imagine that. Wow, pictures of people. Well, the 1800s, and it's just amazing to see those. I really appreciate how people have put that on there like that. And as you scroll down through there, there's Sarah. Now, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. This lady here, she's the one that fought the cougar for her child. She actually took a stick, beat the crap out of the cougar. She was Indian. She was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. She beat the crap out of the cougar and got her baby back. And it's a possibility. I don't know which baby it was, but it's a possibility that that was our side of the family that baby came from. And Moses tell us, Moses, they were in Edgefield, South Carolina. Moses is a biblical name, and it pops up several times in there. So it's just really interesting history we have. Super, super interesting. Uh, just click, go down through there, take your time, and don't worry about getting lost in it because you're not gonna mess it up. There's some more. There's some more Netherlands stuff up in there. There's Vikings and Netherlands and all. If you'll click on back, you'll get on back into that. But in the Netherlands, you've got English, you've got Netherlands in there, you've got Irish in there. You click on some of them; they're from Ireland. It's really, really, we have an interesting background. There's a Northcutt or whatever it was. Graystroke. Ah, you know who that is, don't you? That's right, Tarzan. Hell, that explains it all right there. We are kin to Tarzan.